What is going on, guys? We are here in the Mopar van. Today we are going to do a video finally on the van. I've been wanting to do the Econ Mode button video for a while, and we're getting her done today, so go ahead and stay tuned. You're going to learn something. This is my 2012 Dodge Grand Caravan Sport. Now, it's not really a sport, it's an SE, but SE stands for Sport Edition, and that's how it's titled, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, it is a 2012, it's base package. It's got upgraded interior, upgraded sound system, climate control, memory foam seats, and rear climate control, and an auxiliary port. And it's just basic. So, it is a 3.6 liter VVT, and it has Econ Mode. Now, everybody is asked, I've asked people questions about it, no one can seem to answer it. So I'm going to answer it for you guys right now, because I had to look it up myself, and there's really no videos on it on the minivans. There's all a bunch on Hondas and, you know, hold on, take my jacket off here, it's hot. But there's a whole bunch on Hondas, and there's a whole bunch on like the Priuses that have it or whatever, but this one is a van, and it's a pretty good size van, so you're thinking Econ Mode on a van thing. Ridiculous, right? Well, okay. According to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, the 3.6 liter VVTs that have the Econ Mode, so 2011 to 2017 Dodge minivans, and on more if they're going to change it, not change it, Jeeps, Chrysler minivan, same years. They got this Econ Mode button. That one right there. Okay. So basically what we're going to do today is we're going to do a driving video of this Econ Mode button. What the button does is when it's activated, which you push it there, and then the little green leaf lights up. When it's activated, it changes the shifts in the 6-speed transmission. So it shifts up sooner and shifts down less, keeping the engine at lower RPMs, which saves gas mileage. It also changes the computer in the van to put everything basically that it possibly can in economy mode, which means that when you're running the air conditioner compressor will kick on and off more, try to save gas. It also limits your throttle on the van. These vans are drive-by wires, just like Corvettes and everything else like that. It limits your throttle to, I thought it was limiting the motor to 60%, but it limits the throttle. It basically limits the motor to 60%, but it's just a limit of throttle. And so what it does is it basically allows you to turn the Econ Mode on. You drive down the highway and the transmission shifts more. And then when you drive down the highway, it will shift up faster, and then won't shift back down when you go to pass somebody. Which is the idea behind it, because then that way you're not like, you know, it keeps the motor like low, like way low RPM. Now, the reason why I'm doing this video is because I have drove this van for 3 months in both modes. I've changed it back and forth for the last couple of months, and to me it doesn't really make. It makes a difference, but it doesn't make a difference. And I've actually noticed to myself that with the Econ Mode on, it really, Chrysler even says, and so does the Dodge, everybody, it even says in the book, designed for city driving. Now, the reason why it says designed for city driving is because it's really not made for the highway, because when you're on the highway, your motor it's already in high gear, it can't shift no more, and you're not using full throttle anyway, right? Because you're not going 130 mile an hour. So what it does is supposed to do is for city driving, and what it does is like it limits you. So like I'll show you. Like we're going to take off in this van. We're going to go up here to this highway. We're going to take off normally. Well, first we're going to put it in neutral, and we're going to turn off Eco Mode, because I forgot I turned it on to show you the green light lights up. This is non-Eco Mode. And we're going to take off, we're going to go down, we're going to accelerate to 60 mile an hour, we're going to go down, in normal conditions. These are just normal driving conditions. See how well it takes off and it shifts, it's up high. That's not anywhere near half throttle, it's maybe 40%. Not even 40%. Okay, so there's 55 right there. Now that's normal mode, okay? So I don't know how much time that took. I didn't time it. You can look at the video if you want. That was not full throttle. That was not a representative 0 to 60 run on this vehicle. So now we're going to go down here, and we're going to turn on this road, wherever the road is. Here, I'll find one here in a second. And we're going to go back, and we're going to do it in Eco Mode this time. And I want you guys to see the difference between the two modes, because there is a difference, and that's what this video is basically going to be, is just me telling you like my experiences with Eco Mode in this van, and I'll tell you what I think about it at the end of the video. And it's, again, this is just me showing you how it changes the shifts and the drivability of the vehicle, and then me giving you my opinion on how it works when it's all over with, and that's what I'm going to do. This is only my opinion. This is not, proven scientific fact from Chrysler that this is what happens, and this is how it works, and blah, blah, blah. That's not what this is. This is my one person's opinion, and showing you what the difference between Eco Mode and Standard is, and the acceleration and deceleration of this van. I personally think, and I will cover that at the end, that it's just a button to make you buy it, to be honest with you. But that's just, again, my opinion. So, here we go. We're going to go back the other way. Now, as I pull up to the stop sign, you can see the button is not lit up. I turned it off when we got on the road. Okay. Now we're going to turn it back on. There's your light. Here we go. Now we're going to turn our blinker on because we don't want to get pulled over. We're doing a scientific experiment. Not that there's anybody out here to pull me over. But anyway, here we go. We're going to do this now. Okay, now this is the same throttle. Same throttle. Now, can you see the difference? It won't allow the van to go over 2,200 RPMs, and it takes a lot of time to get to 60 mile an hour. Okay, here we go. Oh, it shifted again at 2,000, and then we are now at 55. This is the same throttle as before. Okay, now that's 60. Now, if you want to look back at the video again and see how long the difference was. I know it took a lot longer to get to 60 mile an hour with the Eco Mode on. Now, by any means, I was not romping on this thing. I was not stomping down on it. I was not full throttle on any test. It was both my foot flat on the little bump that it's got down there. There's a little bump underneath the pedal, and I put my foot on there and apply the pedal straight to it, and it's about 35%, 40% throttle. That's what I did. Now, we're going to go up here and turn around again, and we're going to pull over, and we're going to do the rest of this video, because I personally think, and I'll show you here in a second, that the Eco Mode thing it's a load of BS, I think. Now, and I don't know. Now, again, that's me in my opinion. I don't know. I don't drive in the city. See, now that's where Chrysler says that the mode is designed for city driving. It's designed for city driving. It's designed for, like, if you live in New York or, you know, Los Angeles or somewhere, like city driving every day where you're in traffic, stop and go, you know, commuting an hour on the highway at 40 mile an hour. That's what the mode's made for. I don't do that. I drive down the highway to work. You've seen on the videos, you've watched my videos before, watched my vlogs before. If you haven't, I'll explain it to you. I drive 15 miles on the highway, one way, to go to work. It's all highway. I leave my house, go 3 blocks, I'm on the highway. I get to work, I go 6 blocks, I'm at work. It's all highway, other than the 7 blocks or 8, 9, 10 blocks that aren't, between where the highway ends and the city limits start and where I go to work. Now, from my experience with this Eco Mode button, I actually get less mileage out of the van if I have the Eco Mode on. And the reason why that is, and I'll explain this to you, it changes the shifts in the transmission. So when you're doing a 0 to 60 acceleration, which I do every day because I drive on the highway, when you do a 0 to 60 acceleration in the van, and you're not, you know, you're keep going all the way up to 6th gear, the van shifts soon, way too soon, which means that the motor has to put more power through the transmission at a lower RPM to try to get that speed up. Now, I've noticed, and I'll have the facts for this. I looked for them. I probably have them on camera somewhere. I don't know. But I've got like 25 to 30 miles less on a tank of gas with the Eco Mode on than I did with it off. But, however, I did, go to Topeka the other day, and in Topeka, where you're at a stoplight and it's a city and there's a bunch of people, it actually works. It works great. It works unbelievable, hands down to Chrysler. I went to Topeka twice in the last 2 weeks, and I didn't video it because it was for my girlfriend's birthday and then for some other thing we had going on, so we didn't video it. But when I went up the first time, I didn't use Eco Mode. When I went up Saturday, I used Eco Mode, and it makes a huge difference with Eco Mode as long as you're in town. If you're not in town, it doesn't make a huge difference at all. It actually makes it worse. So what I suggest for you guys is if you own one of these vans, or a 2011 to 2017 van, Dodge or Chrysler, either one, I suggest that you use the features of the vehicle to best what fits your driving situation. Now, here's what I do with Eco Mode, and here's what I suggest that you do with Eco Mode. If you own one of these vans, and you've ever had it in the wintertime, when it snows outside, the van sucks because it has so much power and so much torque that it just doesn't go nowhere. And when it does go somewhere, the traction control shuts it off, and then you're starting over again, and it's just a big clusterfuck. So anyway, what I do is on the days that it snows, like when it snowed here last week, it snowed on Christmas Eve, so a week ago, we went to Emporia, and on the way to Emporia, I went down the highway, and I was slipping and sliding all over the place when I was trying to take off, and so I decided, well, you know what, this Eco Mode limits the throttle, and it limits the power of the motor, you know, less fuel, you know, more, you know what I mean? So I turned the Eco Mode on. And the Eco Mode made the van very drivable in icy conditions. And so I suggest that if you live in an icy or snowy climate, and you have one of these vans, use Eco Mode to lower the power of the van and lower the throttle of the van, so you're not slipping and sliding and spinning all over the place, because that's what I did, and it works great. That and traction control, these things are actually very drivable in the bad weather, and I just thought that was like something really cool, because, and I don't know why my brain works like that, but I would have never thought, you know, everybody's like, well, I never thought of that. Well, I didn't think of that either until I thought about, well, what does that button do is limits the power of the motor, and it changes the shifts in the transmission. And if you can keep the transmission to lower RPM, the tires at lower RPM, the engine at lower RPMs, you're not and like trying to freaking spin to blow the tires off, they're not going to spin as much. And if you don't spin as much, you're going to go, because, you know, unless you're stuck and then you turn it off, turn the traction control off, not for it. But it made it very drivable in the winter. And I don't, that was one thing when I bought this van that I was like, oh, a lot of power. Is it going to be a good vehicle in the wintertime? Because I live in Kansas, and the part of Kansas that I live in doesn't get a whole lot of snow. It gets really cold, but it doesn't get a whole lot of snow, and therefore doesn't get a whole lot of, you know, like bad weather. But we really, I love this van, and if you don't have one, if you need a minivan or you need, you know, a bigger vehicle and it fits a lot of stuff, buy one of these vans. Now, do make sure that the lifters have been fixed. You made a video on that one. If you want to check that last video I posted out, the lifters, I would suggest buy one of these vans as long as that's fixed. But now that's fixed on this one, so it's perfectly fine. But anyway, that's going to be the end of this Eco Mode video. I know I'm rambling, and I'm sorry. I really shouldn't be doing that. It should be just a little simple thing, and it's not, but it's not. Never is with me. And it's going to turn into a 20-minute video. But that's what this Eco Mode on this van does. That's what everything. I'll just show you a deal. And later on, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Just put them notifications on, because there's more videos to come about this van. I'm sorry, my camera's still stuck. I need to get a GoPro for the suction cup thing. But this is just something. This is just the beginning of what we're going to do with this van, video-wise. I'm also going to make a video of the difference between launching and not launching, or launching and launching with it. Well, I cannot talk. Sorry about that. Launching with and without traction control. I did a launch video. Some people watched it, but that was with the traction control on. So I'm going to show you the difference of launching with and without the traction control system, the amount of wheel speed, the amount of spin, and the difference in acceleration and the sound of the van, because it does sound a lot different. But anyway, until next time, guys, I hope you like this video. Go ahead and hit that like button. Give this video a big freaking thumbs up. It's going to help me out a lot, because I want to be able to do this more often. I want to be able to make a little extra so I can do different stuff for the video and modify the van a little bit. So that's what's up, guys. I will see you later. Have a great day. Have a great week. Have a great 2018. I love you guys. Thanks for the little bit of support that y'all give me. I appreciate it. And it's just, I just want to know that people like my videos. So just hit the freaking thumbs up button down there. Let me know how you feel. I will talk to you guys later. I hope this video was informative to you. And I'm sorry for rambling on so much. I will see you all next time.